You might be able to get this question by just thinking in terms of style and listening for the best answer, but I don't think it's very obvious. I think we need to think of this as a grammar question. And specifically, the giveaway for me is that in the sentence itself, we have a list. And lists on the SAT, well, in general, all lists, need to be symmetrical. We need to have a rhythm, a pattern to the list. And so if we have two components, then the third component, which is in this case underlined, is probably going to change to match the other two. So we have to try to think, what is the pattern here? So let's look specifically at the list part. Sorghum is a genus of grasses that is grown throughout the world as grain for human consumption, food for livestock, and, okay, well, the thing I notice here is as grain, food, and so we want some sort of noun to kind of come next to be able to repeat the pattern, right? Each part of the list here is starting with a noun. And so they all kind of mention fiber, but only choice D starts with it. So in C and A, we have the problem of the asa, which we already have at the beginning of this list. So it's kind of like carrying over all the parts. We don't need to repeat it at the end, especially because the second part of the list about food doesn't start with it. So we don't need to kind of repeat it. The pattern is not including an as repeated. And then B is kind of long, and maybe you can kind of hear it, but it's basically doing the same thing. It's just adding more words and removing the pattern where we would have a noun starting us off. So it's really just about looking to see that what kind of structure do we have in the question, in the sentence. If it's a list or a comparison, then we're probably going to need to think about symmetry and just match whatever else is going on. Don't think too hard about what you would do. Just follow the pattern that's established by the sentence.